be G2 going up against Windigo on Mirage.
Thank you very much, James. And yes, this is such an exciting game to finish off the night here at ESL Pro League. No idea what to expect from either of these two rosters. Obviously, recently making changes as broken down by On The Desk, and Mirage, Nuke and Train being our map pool for this best of 3 series. Harry, I'm not one for predictions, but I'm going to ask you right off the bat, who is taking this best of 3 series?
I don't know, Hugo. That's my response.
That's an awful answer.
I don't like predictions either, so I'm not going to give you one.
Fair enough.
But largely because with these changes going down, these are huge changes to this G2 roster, right? This isn't like swapping in, you know, just one other French boy for another one. You know, you've completely changed the basis, the language that you construct everything around. So here's the A play from G2, as simple as it gets. Smoke towards the connector. Windigo forced out of the bomb site, and a nice shot there from Jax. That's going to secure this window position. And with that already locked in, jungle going the way of G2, this becomes a very, very difficult retake now for Windigo. They have to funnel the majority of these players in through CT. And with that bomb planted out in the open, you're going to be hard-pressed to find this defuse. No kills given up yet. Finally, Poison gets one. Calyx coming in. Haji there as well.
Oh!
But it's Hunter doubling down. Now leaving Calyx up alone. He'll get put to bed as well. G2 find themselves that pistol round with all 5 kills coming from 2 players.
Exciting stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing G2 on this map as well, right? They picked the T side despite it being the map pick of Windigo, and it's a map that when we look at like Nexa and Hunter, especially back in some of their old, you know, European English-speaking mixes, they had a lot of success on, and Nexa's always been really good at this map. So you know, interesting strategies may be coming through for G2 in this game. That pistol was a nice start. Windigo forced up now in round number 2. Now, Windigo did set up with 3 on B in the previous, and they've done that again. This time, Bubble pushing Cat. He's going to get picked off by the AK. Fast mid-play for G2 with that window smoke, and no one to calm that as well, because Windigo have given up window. That's a real tongue twister. But the rifles are out in middle here for G2, holding on to the default. No control towards A, which allows a potential push for this CT side, but G2 are going to wrap back through the spawn, go and execute upon this bomb site. Calyx and Poison looking to hold the line here over on A with a scout as well. But G2, they've got just enough utility to scrape their way into this site. If they get a CT smoke out, Poison can be cut off also.
Calyx has to do a lot with this Deagle, and he'll be given the opportunity for 1, but no more to follow up. Poison back at CT. Long sight line for him to work with, and he's keen on taking these fights while he's got the AKs back towards ramp. All 3 players for Windigo over in CT. Similar situation to that pistol round here for Windigo. Just not enough damage being found to spur you on into this. They will just fall out from CT. Try and hold on to these weapons, but G2 not keen on the idea of letting them get away.
What?
Oh, Kenny
Hunter.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, you lost your voice there.
really
Wow.
surprised me on that.
Blowing all the mics out. A bit trying to save his CZ. G2 are hunting him down. There's a man in spawn as well. Jax might be able to get this kill if Mirbit keeps going around this corner, and that is unfortunate. G2 taking a 2-0 lead and keeping 4 alive while they do so as well. All those rifles dragged on. So good start from the likes of G2, but an eco round has to come through before Windigo are going to have any money on this CT side. It's going to have to be flat USPs by and large. You know, this is a round where a flashbang can make all the difference. Set up and connect to get up and catwalk and burst into middle. You know, G2 already showing a fast mid-control round in the previous. They'll do it again. No utility though for Windigo, just some pistol investments. And they'll actually drop to under. G2 throwing a window smoke, but late to mid as a result. So they didn't spot this push from Poison. Amanek waiting though, and running around the corner is Poison and Mirbit. Both of them dropped. Hunter with a double entry on that A site. He's Bames joining it, Harry. 7-0 and 0. And G2 3-0 up now on the T side. All that out the way. Now the guns come back in for Windigo.
And we are going to get to see that AWP over on Poison almost immediately. No such weapon in sight for G2 as they attempt this. It's a bit of a bonus round, right? Keeping the SMG and Galil, pushing towards the Palace. Calyx, now they know he's here. No one else there to contend him though, and so with all this presence coming out from ramp, he's got no choice but to hang around in the Palace that much longer. Poison trying to defend this A site from the stairs. Amanek still very, very delayed on this flank, is all the way up to the apartments waiting patiently, and he wins his fight over towards the other side of the map. G2, yeah, they try and bail. Will they get away? Jax is going to pluck Poison from the ranks of Windigo, and they'll leave Calyx up in Palace. He can have it, mate. They don't even want that A bomb site anymore. This rotation already on its way in towards the B side of things. Amanek has still been holding the fort. Mirbit looking for these players in rotation. He hears those footsteps. Penny's going to drop now for Windigo, and 2v4. Mirbit hoping this flank can do a hell of a lot if Windigo want to even attempt this one.
But it's a cat plant, and only 2 players are inside that B site. G2 are lurking for exits, knowing that at any point they can just get up short and defend that bomb if Windigo were to go for it. Calyx trying to get this AWP into the next round. He's going to run away, but running towards the B bomb site where G2 still have players. Amanek there, and Hunter coming in through the gap as well. Calyx. I like how G2 are delaying this and not rushing CT. Hunter's making sure he has that position locked in, and Kenny will find Mirbit coming out of the ramp room. G2 get a free AWP and a 4th round to their name. This is a very nice T-side start, all looking like they're on the same page. Great rotation back into B once Amanek got that opening kill. And Windigo struggling to find their footing here at the start of Mirage. It was their map pick, and they're starting on the typically favored side, the side that most teams will pick. But G2 coming into this pick the T side, so I can already see why. Pistols out now for Windigo, Scout and Bubble. We're going to have that underpass flank once again. Will Amanek be ready for it? He's already spotted it. Info is there, and he's flashed as anything. That flash actually came from B over the top of short into the apartments. That's a really nice flash from Windigo. I'd love to see if we can catch that another time. I think Mirbit threw that. Now the rest of G2, a man down with a gun given over, are looking to try and take control towards the connector. Calyx is on the A site though, and he's firing off shots.
And a temporary halt from G2. They've lost that man advantage, and now they don't want to give anything else away. They're going to wait, try and play this one together. All 3 players grouped up over in middle. Mirbit still lurking in the window here. Calyx, in the meantime, getting deep within the Palace. And this has allowed for a rotation towards this B side of the map. G2, they are crawling towards this site as well. They might be about to walk into this stack. This flank from Calyx giving so much information to Windigo. Hadji, if he even gets 1 kill from this position, that could be enough for the round. They do check him. Nexa, still falling, and Hadji gets them both. He needed 1. He's gone above that. And now it is just Jax with 10 seconds left. The bomb's not under his control. There's no time in this round for him. And this little partial investment that Windigo cobbled together is going to come in with some immediate big results here. The first CT side round on the board. 4 players staying alive and getting those upgrades onto weapons. And you're now in a great spot in terms of money if you're Windigo.
Yeah, Hadji, I think he got the kill on Kenny with the last bullet there in the mag. And also, a big factor of that is this underpass push, right? Immediately getting that man advantage and taking some control. It was traded back, but it gave Windigo the room rather to move Hadji into this position deep in the apartments. And that was facilitated by a flash thrown from the B site, as far as I'm aware, over the top of short, and it blinds the players in B apps. That's a great concept, something I've not seen used before. And that might become a mainstay when taking underpass as a counter-terrorist. We'll have to keep watching. G2 flashing their way into middle here. Ooh, that's a missed flash for Jax. Poison's going to have open season towards the connector, but Moving off that position, actually caught on the cross. He can get spammed here, very dangerous. He's just got to gamble with the fact the ramp is open, but of course it is, because look at this flank, look at this push by Bubble in the Palace. Calyx also has close ramp taken as well. So it's somewhat clear to Windigo that A is not the object of G2's desires, at least not for the time being. Bubble is being extremely patient as this position is being checked by Nexa from T-Spawn. He's eventually going to leave though and go regroup with his teammates in middle. Windigo not trying to fight back over this mid control. G2 making sure there's no one hiding in the right side of window. And they will be getting up Cat to split this B bomb site, but I think Poison is one step ahead.
Yeah, he's going to be here to reinforce this B hold that much further. Hadji will get tagged up. Both players now spotted and looking to be dealt with. Poison just missing the timing. Doesn't matter because Hadji has helped out. Still alive here, doing a stellar job. Noise made, and that's got Kenny S's attention. Amanek even following up, and one by one getting toppled. This flank from Bubble. They were waiting for it to come in all round, and it almost has some fantastic results. Kenny cancelling him out there, looking good on the AWP. G2 straight back in with another, and that's in spite of walking into that three-man stack with the quick flank available from Bubble.
Yeah, Poison kept repositioning in the market and checking different angles, and every time he did, he just couldn't find anyone. They just snuck past him, you know, completely crept around. 5 on 4 now for G2. Man advantage already taken by Kenny in this round. He got a pick on that A site cross. Poison's got his AWP back though, and he's watching towards the connector. Will he be favorable with the timings this time? Well, only somewhat. Amanek's dead, but Hunter has got himself in behind enemy lines.
Oh, and he's playing the trigger discipline. Alex, oh, but Poison's turned around. Goodbye, Hunter. And now G2, they thought that was going to be the thing to propel them into this round. They thought that flank from Hunter had this dead to rights. Mirbit deciding not to rotate towards A, will maintain this presence towards the B side of the map, and that's the right read. They'll leave Poison alone to anchor this A bomb site. He's been doing a stellar job thus far. They've got faith in him, and that faith might have been the reason that Windigo are able to find something here. This crossfire could be so deadly. Jax, first man in, but it's Nexa to get the kill. Will they account for Mirbit at bench though? Now he emerges, smites down Kenny, re-peek in from short, and Jax narrowly winning that out. It's Poison throwing into this clutch. Now the 1v1. Nexa off the bomb. Poison, USP out, and it's not enough. That's G2 narrowly securing another round. It's coming down to these one-on-ones, these clutches every single time, it feels like.
Yeah, and what an unfortunate round there for the CT side. They had that read, they had the stack, and then, you know, 2 seconds before Jax passes that second window, Mirbit moves from this really, really nice off angle at the back of bench to check short, making sure that, you know, no one was walking up from G2. And then at the same time, Hadji gets impatient and he jumps up on top of the car. Well, he just offers up a free kill here, as you can see, and G2 are able to trade their way to a win. That's just, you know, 2 seconds later, or sorry, 2 seconds earlier for G2, if they go into that bomb site, they probably lose the round, Harry, because the trades would have been favorable for the CT side. Very, very unlucky have Windigo gotten in some of these rounds, but G2, you can't take it away from them. The mid-round calls from Nexa have been good so far. Nice decision to slow walk into that B bomb site there. Staying grouped and keeping things up on the terrorist half. 6-1, AWP in hand of Kenny S, and Windigo are on pistols again. They did win this round before, though, with a very similar buy, but from this underpass push, again, that flash coming over from the B side from Mirbit. A double flash as well, but it is going to be covered. Amanek's watching this position. Hadji's got a kill, and Amanek's going to get traded. There's another man here, though. Nexa keeping it in the 3-on-3, but most importantly, looking after these guns.
Yeah, they could not afford to fall prey to that underpass push again, and this time they are more than ready for it. That said, a 3-on-3, this partial investment already doing good damage here for Windigo. Rotation back out of the apartments now. G2, I'm wondering, did they leave the rifles there, or was there an attempt to get them out of the map? I don't think there was. It didn't look like it.
Can't see the Krieg.
Yeah, I can't see the Krieg either. They've left the Mac 10.
Yeah. Almost like a middle finger.
Yeah,
Take it if you want it. CZ's better at that point, as is the Deeg. Windigo, man, in these 3-on-3s, they commonly have the right read. Both, or two of the three players on the A site, which is where G2 are going. But as I say, that bubble begins to rotate off. He might wrap market or CT. It's going to be the latter, and that is the right call. G2, 25 seconds. Do they check underneath? Calix is just waiting, and he's going to have a crossfire here as well. Nexa, he doesn't commit to checking it. That's a bomb. This could all go up in the air for G2. 15 seconds. Bubble's putting on the pressure. Calix has been picked up, but Bubble just needs to stop the plant, and he's found a kill as well. 9 seconds. Kenny's going to try and stick it. He's got no other option if he wants to win the round with the AWP. Can't get 2 kills in such limited time, but he runs through the smoke. 40 HP, pistols out, and Bubble will eventually wrap him, securing the round as he should have. Second one coming in for Windigo, only winning these ecos, Harry.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not even... I don't know. I don't know how they keep managing to replicate this. I'm trying to find reason. I'm trying to... It's almost like, you know, when they feel like they have very little to lose and they go for these ballsy aim duels, that's where we're seeing them find a lot of success. Once they apply that pressure to G2 and G2 try and fall back into a slow default, waiting for CTs to overextend, Windigo just never seem to give it to them. And as you say, their reads as to where these plays are ending up have been perfect thus far. Yeah. Fast around though, straight out through mid. Poison tries to combat it. He's got players maybe looking to come through after him. And how doesn't that hit? What? They still don't know. They still don't know. Poison doing even more damage before he's shut down. Finally, Hunter gets that trade, but it is a heavy, heavy cost to G2. Ooh. This boost assembled to try and spot the man close to ramp. Calix. Oh,
he's been rumbled.
Yeah, he might know. He might not. It's the way of things. The boost gets taken out from underneath him, and that house of cards gets knocked down by Calix. The bomb now under Windigo control, and Amanek and Hunter 2 versus 4. Backs against the wall in this one. This might be a third on the horizon for Windigo.
Obviously hindsight here, but that's probably why you want to deconstruct those boosts before that smoke runs out. G2 leaving it just a little bit too late. And Hunter and Amanek, they've got to claw this round back. Now, the bomb has been given to them. They can pick it up. That they don't know, though. Got to be expectant of a player in a close position, and therefore that will bleed out the time quite significantly. It might force them to dedicate to A after all. As you can see how careful they are. Still not even going for that package, assuming they're being flanked. That's just not the case. At this point, it's looking like a save. Molotov lands on the bomb, and G2 have walked right away from it. Just trying to find guns somewhere else. Hadji is looking for these exit kills, and he might find them if G2 continue in this direction, going up into the apartments. 10 seconds now. This seems to be okay. If Amanek scopes up and holds the angle, Hadji shouldn't be able to get this kill, and no one is at the top of middle. So guns at least drag forward for G2 in a round where they don't have a lot of money. They can get another rifle behind this, and they probably will just buy. But this is where Windigo get back in the game, Harry. I mean, this was just a mess.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to see this again. Great stuff from Calix down towards ramp to not only deconstruct that boost in a pretty metal way, he also found the bomb, and on the back of it, Windigo 3-6 now, starting to find their footing over on this CT side. AWP's back in the hands of Poison. He's been a real nuisance ever since that's first come into play. Ooh, Jax gets jump scared almost by Bubble down in Sandwich. Surely he doesn't survive this, and he won't. Nexa is able to deal with him. Calix commits to that spray and offers himself up to Hunter. Poison back here in CT. Will they anticipate the AWP already being in position? It doesn't seem like it. Hunter blindsided there. Ooh. Kenny trying to line up the trade, not quite able to do so. Smoke's gone deep to cut off these CT players. Poison allowed to reposition, and it looks like, you know, the boost is being offered to him by Hadji. He's just not accepting it yet.
G2 are slowing things down to make Windigo second guess himself, and it's worked wonderfully. Even though all three players are on A for G2, Windigo, with the time peeling away, they've got to start checking their flanks. They've got to make sure they are not being wrapped by a T who, you know, came through the B apartment or you know, walks up connector. No Molotovs, no utility at all for G2 to flush out any of these corners. That makes Mirbit's position very valuable in the timing. Oh, it's perfect. He gets the kill. Kenny S has gone down. 20 seconds now for G2 to try and salvage something. They can get a bomb plant on the other side of Triple as long as Nexa is covered from jungle, but they're just going to fight CT, and they're going to win all the duels. I don't even know. I mean, it gets away with 2 there. Nexa 1, and I'm out of answers, Harry. How did that happen? Windigo was so tucked in, and suddenly they all peak at once, and Amanek kills everything.
Yeah, these last few rounds just coming down to some highlights and some lowlights for G2. It feels like Amanek, we get to see the replay of that, the pivot between CT and jungle. And now tactical pause, chance for old mate Shockwave to come in with some solutions. He's got the notebook out, actually. G2 tactical. Still a chance for Shockwave to come in with some solutions. He's got the notebook out.
What solutions do you even have at this point? Just play CZs, guys. Seems to work out. Obviously not, but the... Oh, Chad's checking out the flashes, I see. I'm actually very interested by that. So yeah, Mirbit has a couple of set flashes that he throws over to the B site towards the underpass, or the B apps, rather. Oh, here we go. Back in. Orp is here for Poison as well. Calyx going to be joining him with the double AWP. That is a fun combination. Mirbit setting up a pop flash towards the B apps. Hadji is ready for it. Only Hunter deep in B as well, so he won't even commit. Consider he's on a Mach 10. G2 want to take this mid control, but they need under first in order to do that. They're going to send players down below as Kenny and Jax wait at the top and middle. No one here for Windigo. They've been very keen to run these triple B setups with Poison on the AWP, knowing he can rotate to window at any point and watch for a potential boost or flank. We might see that smoke and a boost come through here for G2. Just fully shutting the door on Windigo here in the middle. Look at the amount of map control that G2 are getting as a result. Hunter's up in the connector.
I mean, now with such a strong connector presence from G2, Nexa is readying this flashbang to propel them into the A-bomb site. Calyx pushed back off the angle, albeit briefly. This player in Palace can now look to do a hell of a lot. Bubble trying to hold the line, and they line up for him, but Kenny still there, still putting up numbers, able to deal with him before he becomes too much of a threat. Poison holds the murder hole, and Kenny learns the hard way why it got that name. Their second AWP on the back of Calyx.
Oh, that's so lucky.
Just getting past, and now bomb planted. 3 versus 4. A chance for G2 to try and get into position here. The bomb is planted out in the open, so 2 players back in mid. That could be very, very valuable for G2. It's whether or not they could stop this defuse coming in.
That smoke isn't great. It hasn't fully covered the bomb. Now, they can cover it from connector, and it's about to fade anyway. No one's even tapping it here for G2. They have kits, but Amanek just spraying in from short. Great post-plant positions, and they haven't even accounted for Nexa on ramp. He's got 2, and he's just taken the round in the face of G2. CT's trying to run away to scavenge guns. One of them will die with the bomb. That's Nexa, but a valiant effort. He goes down with a fight, takes 2 with him, and wins around for G2. 8-3 now on this T side. This has been a terrifying T side as well.
One of the things is just, you know, Windigo, they've certainly got, you know, the shock and awe factor. Very capable bunch of players. It feels like when they have these rifles in hand, they're almost too careful. You know, when we see them with the CZs, the pistols, and they're playing into a round with very little to work with, and everyone's just taking every fight they can, they've been doing great. They're in that retake. They have the man advantage. They've done loads of damage. And they just slow it down to a snail's pace, and that gives G2 the whole reason that double connector play comes in is because all the pressure eases off from Windigo for a good 15 seconds before that retake comes in.
For sure, I'd like to see some more aggressive CT rounds from Windigo, trying to make more plays. But the one thing that G2 has been doing to counter that is just playing in this buddy formation and constantly trading. Even when Windigo have gotten in positions like underpass with pistols and found picks, G2 have always had extra men there to trade their initial downfall. So once again, this underpass play and the flashbang is good. I think G2 needs to cotton onto this. It's happened 3 times now. Hunter trading, and that's what I talk about. Double push for Windigo. They get a kill, but immediately G2 take back the advantage. Just constantly having men stacked together, never lurking solo, never split on a default, and that's why these aggressive CT plays can be hard to, you know, get away with. You may get kills, but you can't keep it in the favor of the CT side. G2 now, where do they go from here? Still holding to see for any CT re-aggression. They don't have much map control. And that's when Windigo are going to start to take some for themselves. Calyx pushed in on ramp. Poison's just hoping he can find someone here in middle or underpass. G2 still not even making a decision yet, and I like that. They've got 50 seconds on the clock. Take all the time you need. You know you can just trade down to the last man here. 2 coming out from the top of mid. And this could end in a potential B play here if this bomb comes up catwalk with Kenny S up in the apartments. Alternatively, if you want to walk 3 through connector like last round, that is also an option. So the world's your oyster.
Yeah, that top connector smoke in, and that's going to give a lot of room for G2 to maneuver. They get players down the catwalk, and Poison has just missed the timing onto that. Big kill picked up by Bubble. He's not keen on re-peeking, and actually Poison. Oh, he was spotted there. He was spotted, and now Kenny is ready. This bomb's got to get into a site, and
it's done.
There's no time.
Yeah, that's a yikes. That's G2 bailing, but they definitely shouldn't have. They should have committed to the short play. I think the reason they bailed is because not only was Bubble at the back of the site stalling, but they spotted that flank, right? And then at that point they go, okay, well, we know 2 are going to be in B to some extent, if you include Poison, so let's go back. And then I think they drop off Cat and they go, wait, we got 10 seconds, guys. And then Calyx starts getting kills from the connector, and that makes matters worse. There's those flashbangs you see on the replay that enable Windigo to initially get the man advantage while it was traded. And yeah, you know, nice slow round from G2, but maybe too slow, Harry. So Windigo back on the board.
Oh, next up, ready for the Palace aggression. Wherever there's been one man, there's often been another in tow, so he'll post himself up. Calyx, I think he was heard getting back out from the Palace position. It's not even him to get that kill. It's actually Poison to find it. This is a very heavy A-side hold from Windigo. A great read as to how this round might play out. They're able to just trade this back and forth, and now this leaves Amanek alone. Coming in from the lower tunnels, bomb dropped at that A site. The longer he gives, the more time these CTs have to switch up their positions, the more of a guessing game this becomes for Amanek. Still has a minute left, and he's not looking to hamstring himself on time once again. Keen to try and find these fights, and it's just the fact that, you know, you've seen 2 players on A. You don't know where that 3rd man is. You don't know where Pesky Hadji has gotten to. We know he's back in CT. There's no danger from this B site. But Amanek, he is none the wiser. 40 seconds on this clock, and he's going to try and wrap through B. This is good, though. It at least now lets him know that this B site does not represent a danger. There's no danger of these flanks. However, it's taken half the time that you had. 30 seconds gone, dedicated to clearing this flank. This has left him with very little time on this clock, and that first kill not coming in, that spells the demise of G2 in that round, and that's another on the board for Windigo now.
Yeah, starting to make it interesting near the end of the half with a couple, and that was G2's force as well. They needed to win that. They wanted to keep their economy without the round, plus no plant. Now they're going to be struggling to buy, and it will have to be a Glock round as we head into number 14. Windigo almost a guaranteed 6th here. And a chance for a 7-8 half, which, you know, considering G2 wanted the T side of this map, is okay, but it is Windigo's pick, so they can't afford to lose too many. Mid push here. And G2, they are so ready for this. That being said, you can be as ready as you want. You've only got Glocks, and Bubble's going to be able to tear them to shreds. 2 for him and 2 for Poison on the Orb. Hunter's coming in late from lower. Ooh, and he's been spotted. Ah.
6th round for Windigo, and a chance at a 7-8 half, a chance to split this one right down the middle. I don't think they're going to be too disappointed with that over in the Windigo camp. Making quick work of the pistols there. This AWP on Poison's been stellar, and that was always one of the things. You know, he's always been someone that's been talked about within this team. We've seen so many highlight clips from him. But then I remember last season at Pro League, I was a little underwhelmed. We saw all this great stuff from Poison leading up to it. And then it felt like he never really showed up within the server. This time around, though, he's firing on all cylinders. 13 kills to his name, and he's looking for even more. Misses that first shot. Tag onto Jax there. Might have been on the jump, but I think it was. Hunter at least getting that trade. They know the AWP is here somewhere. 3 players still inside of this B site for Windigo. You're going to be hard-pressed if you're G2 to find anything. The trade's going back and forth. Nexa finally extending this in favor of G2, and that allows Hunter just to activate that close wrap. Calyx now left up alone, 1v3. The bomb's not even going to be. It's running all the way back through mid toward the A-bomb site. Calyx is a very, very long way from making this one feel doable. However, if he's able to get Hunter off of B, if he's able to find the 1v2, maybe there's a chance, but he's not able to do that. G2, 9-6. They win out the half. 3 rounds between them and Windigo here on Windigo's map pick. G2 looking good, Windigo looking good. This feels like a pretty even matchup, and I, for one, am very, very happy about that. This is set to be a stellar series. We're going to cut over to a very quick break, so do not go anywhere.
I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man, he is the one. You build your walls with faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your omission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's such a silence. The future is here to revolt.
Mirage may have been Windigo's map pick, but with G2 choosing that T side, they are looking more than comfortable with 9 rounds at halftime. Excellent stuff from them, losing to a few ecos. I can only imagine how much more dominant it could have been if those ecos weren't won by Windigo, but they have still got their heads in the game here in the first map of the series and looking to bounce back as they move over to the attacking side.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important that they bring that AWP out on Poison pretty quickly, right? He was having a very, very dominant game. You can see the Betway odds coming through massively in favor of G2. And justifiably so. 9-6 up on the half. And here comes the B play from Windigo. Smoke throwing in.
5 CTs here.
Yeah, this is a fully stacked site for the Frenchman. And it's the shutdown. Hadji good for one. There was a smoke thrown in that went over towards the market.
Window.
But it wasn't for Window. I'm not sure what that was. It looked like it landed. I don't know if it missed or not. I'm really curious to see what that smoke was for.
I don't know what happened in that round, Harry. G2 had 5 players on B on the pistol.
It almost looked like it was for like this back door, but I can't think of it. I can't think of how you would throw that smoke, and B, I don't. You can use it to keep CTs out, I guess.
We'll keep our eyes open.
Yeah, I'm curious if that crops up again.
We're seeing a lot of new utility here in the Pro League today. Even in this game, even in this map already, we've seen some cool things. So. We'll pay attention. Flashes out now. Jax, he's got a great position, but they can cross towards default. You would think Kenny is just laying waste to them, and Jax will join the party. It's going to be a nice, simple round for G2 with no losses. Taking 11 here in the second half, and this is where they could really go over the line. It was at least a full eco coming through from the likes of Windigo, so guns will be in their hands as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's not going to feature the AWP, instead the Krieg on the back of Poison. But, you know, we've seen a real tendency of AWPers looking to bring that out over on the T side. It's basically like a fully automatic AWP for half the price. So, what's not to love? And Calix running straight down through mid. He's wasting no time. And now, he's like, this smoke is way longer than I thought it would be. And so both players actually just backing out of that smoke. They rub shoulders briefly. 3 players ready to move in towards the A bomb site. They haven't thrown any utility to telegraph this. Jax, man to spot the players in the Palace. Calix in the meantime has caught this timing. And will drop the man at stairs. So now 3 on 4. No one at this A side of the map for G2. And this feels like it should be a Windigo round.
Yeah, unless Nexa gets his kill to open up a retake, it's looking good for Windigo. Calix not expecting this position, but he will start jiggling. And Nexa's ready. 30 HP on Calix anyway. He was doomed from the start. It's a 2-on-3 now on the retake for G2. Do they commit? Amanek may as well have a look in. He's got a UMP. If he can get a kill and upgrade, maybe there's a chance, but that jump has given away his position to Poison, who will be ready for this. Hadji got a kill from this in the first half as well. He'll do it again. Nex is dead, and Amanek, he's going to run for the hills, get out of there with a UMP. 7 rounds for Windigo. The first T-side rifle round going in their way. The start of potentially many here on their map pick.
Yeah, that was just a bonus round attempt from G2, so they're at least going to be bringing rifles out in the following. Obviously, there were what? UMP, 2 MP9s still in play in that round, so definitely less than ideal, and one of the only rifles that they had gets dropped almost immediately with this cracking shot from Calix. And that's all it takes for Windigo to find 7 on the scoreboard. Kenny bringing the scout out. Near bit. Not a Molotov for the ages, misses that, and now Players already deep within short. I'm loving this aggression from Calix. You know, back in Space Soldiers, the real two players to keep an eye on used to be Himmons and Tares. And then Calix kind of moved into more of a supporting role. So it's nice that it feels like, you know, he's trying to take more of a, I don't want to say like a mantle as the star player, but he's always the man on these entries for Windigo, always getting into these hyper-aggressive positions, and I love how they play around that. Player boosted up inside of the bomb site, and they're hoping that that can deliver a hell of a lot here. That's
Wow.
That's Hunter hoping to hold this site. He'll hold his tongue for the time being, and there we go. Calix does check it, and doubling up now. This B site is already overrun. Windigo might have just found an 8th here in round number 19. G2 have got no avenue back into this bomb site. And so just that B commitment works flawlessly for Windigo out of spawn.
Yeah, Calix is just on fire right now, Harry. Not only getting up into ladder room immediately at the start of that round, but he even checks out that position that Hunter had in top of the site. Not letting G2 get away with anything, and now the T side really starts to come to life. The save for G2. Stuck in a bit of a rut right now. They're going to have to eco on the 2 players that did go down. Unlikely to see a force buy here, considering this buy isn't even amazing, right? They've got a scout anyway on Kenny. Rather start to save some money and get all the guns in the follow-up. Let's see if that's a decision they make as well, with the scoreline 11-8, only just holding on to this lead. And that is the decision. Eco here for the likes of G2. We got a smoke on Amanek to try and delay something here from the likes of Windigo, but they're just going to go for a set A piece. Not really much G2 can do to put a stop to this other than win their battles. And at least they have the 2 M4s on this site. Kenny as well coming in through the connector. This is the best case scenario right now for G2. They've got the numbers to defend A, but do they have the shots? Windigo setting up now.
This utility going in, and now the play to follow up behind it. Player under Palace. That's Nexa down in that position. He's got Jax to support. Flashbang goes high, and that's going to hold back this push from Windigo. Kenny just throwing these flashes in to delay the play from Windigo that much longer. There's Bubble finding the first out from Palace. Nexa having to do a lot. The bomb dropped, but things are heating up for Nexa here. He's dropped that smoke. Problem he's going to have, it's not much of an illusion as to where he could be. And now just Hunter and Amanek remaining. A bit of chip damage found onto Hadji. Maybe spurs them on to give this a look. And obviously it's only the scout and the USP. So they're more than willing to go down fighting here. Amanek making his presence known, focusing Hunter, and Amanek not quite able to get either of those kills, brings both players down so low. It's just not enough for anything to go in favor of G2. They execute, overwhelming those 2 M4s inside of the bomb site. Obviously for G2, they didn't have a lot of utility to put a stop to that. They hold it briefly with Kenny's flashbangs. Very intimate.
One-on-one. But tactical for Windigo as well. Despite winning that round, they are at least making sure they run a tight ship and not wanting G2 to get back into the second half. Might be easier said than done when we have the AWP out though for Kenny.
Yeah, right. So that's an important change to bear in mind. We saw him purchase that up just as we cut to that in-game feed a moment ago. So we know that G2 are at least going to have that to fall back on. First time we've seen Kenny pull it out on this CT side. And that might just be the recipe to success. Now, he does not have armor behind it. That leaves him at the mercy of these Kriegs on the other side of things. He's going to attempt the catch jump, and he's gotten up. Already though, lots of aggression straight away down through mid, and once more it's Calix just running the gauntlet. This time though, Jax gives him a friendly reminder exactly who he's up against. That will be Calix removed from this round early. Still Mirbit down in mid. Maybe looking to come in late through the connector. Blinding shot from Poison, and Mirbit might have just caught a timing here. Jax is having to watch a lot of angles at once. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. And Hadji will remove him before Mirbit's even spotted. Luckily enough, Hunter trying to save the day. He gets smitten down as well. Kenny sees the hand, but Bubble's just baiting shots out from the AWP. Flashbang gets him off the angle. Both players in CT here for G2. And Hadji removing the first. Kenny, they know where he is. They know where this AWP lies, and with no armor, no utility to force those peaks, Kenny will get removed. Windigo 10-11 now. So close to equalizing this one up.
They're making it work, and this has got to feel rough for G2 now. You've had a lot of opportunities in the second half. They've had multiple rifle rounds. And even so, Windigo just relentlessly pressuring that mid position, getting multiple players up through the connector. Jax really got unlucky as well. You know, completely timed by Mirbit walking in through that smoke, as Calix did as well. Less successfully, though. And now pistols for G2. Now they're the ones on the back feet in terms of the buy. May have the round lead, but only by one, and that's about to tighten up. G2 deciding to get aggressive down on ramp. Windigo just given so much room in middle, as you would expect in a round like this. There's nothing to combat these AWPs nor these Kriegs at such long range. Hunter's hoping they walk in close towards him at ladder. Amanek coming out to bait that short peek as well. With Amanek being shown, there's a chance that Windigo don't expect Hunter in this position, but Amanek's yet to be spotted. Smoke down in the connector once again, allowing Windigo to get up catwalk. Now Amanek getting spotted, getting ready to re-peek with his teammate, but that flank through the apartments is coming through. Flash is fantastic, and Hunter's so blind. Bubble's going to get that kill. Amanek, his time to shine now. Kenny S getting caught on rotation into the site, and Amanek, he lines up two, but he can't get them both, only getting a single kill, and 2 HP remaining on Calix. Jax and Nexa last standing for G2, and not for much longer as Windigo continue to send shots down range. This AWP for Poison as well with a double. And Jackson a 1-on-4. It's all about exits.
And will he be given any? This AWP on Poison, he would love to get his hands on it. Oh, hang on. Poison. So fast. And 11-11, the AWP not retrieved. He's just homed it on the angle. Of course, he's going to land that shot. Now tying this up from what was a 9-6 half. Hugo, there's, because we like to keep people informed about all things Counter-Strike, the CSGO Twitter account just put out a cryptic little tweet. Throwback Thursday, they've done their own version on the new Dust 2 in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, showing off the Source Knife. Maybe they're bringing that back. That would be spicy.
I think they're definitely bringing that back. If they're showing it, Harry, that's got to be the case. But yeah, I mean, there's been news, there's been murmurs that Cash has been put back on. I don't know enough about updates, etc. But Cash is coming back. We already all knew that, right? I imagine the knife will be following in a similar update. That's kind of cool. I'm just excited for the map pool changes, the competitive map pool changes, if and when they do come here. Obviously, I want Dust removed. Yeah. I think you agree, but I don't think it will ever happen, sadly. Mirage will probably be the the recipient. RIP. These are all assumptions, though. Poison, he's got definitive frags up in this A site, coming in through the Palace, getting Jax as that molly lands at his feet. Boost in the window for Windigo. Oh, dear. Now Kenny's going to get caught. Maybe it's only got 3 kills in this map, I just realized, but this is going to be such an important one. 5-on-3 now. Kenny's gone down. That A site still with 2 players, still a decent defense, but is that going to be enough as Windigo fully commit to A? Nexa trying to hold the line. He's been pushed out, and Hadji's got that kill. Hunter in the corner, and they have no idea.
They mollied this, but the Molotov missed. Hunter could do it all, but instead, He's going to get shut down almost immediately, not able to accomplish much from that position. It's Amanek thrown into the clutch, and while he does deal with the first man, still Hadji and Bubble left to find, and so many angles to check Amanek. Oh, CT, so much damage found, but not the kill, and now Windigo in the lead. They have just been chaining together round after round. Let's not forget, this was a 9-6 half in favor of G2. Since winning those pistols and the follow-up round, they have not put a single CT side round on the board. And surely that's not going to change anytime soon with this money being broken once again. For the CT side, it's just a partial investment.
It was 11-6 when Windigo finally got their guns in, Harry, and they have not stopped since that point. Three smokes, but G2, they might not be alive long enough to use them if they continue on this path downrange. Jax is, oh, he's seen the legs, and he's going to be able to get the shots off. That is dangerous. Firing off onto Calyx. Hadji coming through the palace. Through that Molotov, he can see, and he does get a kill. Doesn't know there are two more players still in this position. They have yet to been spotted by Windigo, but 4 on A right now for G2, and Windigo, are they going to make the crucial error of committing here? It's tempting to commit when you're stuck like this because you have no map control and you don't want to go back and have to clear out everything. At the same time, that is your undoing. Hunter has this pinned as he holds the top of mid behind the dumpsters. And Windigo just slowing it down as they start to wait for a flank that seemingly will never come in. Hunter just waiting for Windigo to commit before he wraps. 40 seconds, your time for rotation is fleeting here. If you're Windigo, you've probably just got to commit into A at this point. Next is going to be the first point of contact here with the Eagle. 2 more on the site as well. They have a couple of Molotovs. Let's see if they go to use, though. Nexa push back. There's the molly on the palace and one to the sandwich as well. Neither position finding a kill, but Jax does. Molotov does actually take down Nexa after all as he tries to move out from under. Jax now getting peeked twice at once. 2 players on that site. 10 seconds. Amanek, can he stop the bomb? Can he save this round here from Windigo? No. Meerbit coming in from above, and that's another round for the European mix. They are really giving it to G2 right now in such an incredible fashion.
Yeah, this T side is looking damn near unstoppable, and it's even more impressive when you take into account that coming into this second half, Meerbit had 3 kills, and I mean, it's not even in like a negative way because Windigo are winning. That's the thing. I mean, I don't think it's through lack of trying on his behalf, right? It's just everyone else has beaten him to it. So Calyx, once again, fast down mid, G2. They're not ready. They're not ready for him to be so deep down the catwalk, and that's Hunter beheaded by Calyx. Man advantage taken, stripped away from G2, as now they have to play this round 4 on 5 in the opening 30 seconds. Amanek left to anchor this B bomb site solo, Poison towards this side of the map. Molotov down on the platform, and that forces the AWPer away.
That might force G2 to send a rotation. Jax is out of the window, and with that getting smoked, it's very tempting to just go back into B where your teammates are being pressured by utility. Windigo, though, on the other side of the map, walking out through A. Calyx is still here as well. If they can get an open bomb plant, Calyx's position is so valuable at holding on to that post plant and stopping any kind of defuse. Would need to be a triple plant, though. Shouldn't be impossible considering the fact that G2 are playing retake on this A bomb site. We've got Nexa deep in CT spawn and Jax not even in the picture when it comes to fighting on A. Rotation coming back as now Amanek has cleared out some of the B apartments. Kenny S actually reconsidering, and Amanek kills Calyx on short. That's only going to confirm the fact that this is a B play when that's anything but the truth. Bubble is pushed deep into CT, and that plant's coming out default. Jax not going to set up that flash. Kenny will, and they're going to go back in with it. Nexus still in this corner, and Windigo haven't realized.
Yeah, will that give anything over? Oh, it certainly will. Nexa, oh, look at this. 3 kills from him. Where was this a couple of rounds ago? And now it's only Hadji left from the ramp, not able to get anything done. G2, finally, they're going to break that drought of rounds, the 7 in a row that Windigo were able to chain together. I'll get another on the board. They keep 4 players alive and a chance at to take a collective sigh of relief. Nexa stepping up massively there. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? You understand for G2, you totally understand why they have so many players in towards that B-bomb site. Not only do they know that Calix has gotten deep down catwalk, there's also Molotovs coming in from the apartments. And then with that kill coming in onto Calix, the man who'd been waiting around at short for a good 45 seconds in the round, that just solidifies it in their mind that it's going to be the B play. Thankfully, Nexa never moved a muscle. Tactical pause for G2. They might have got that round in the bag. They're still not feeling happy. So now a chance to make sure everyone's on the same page heading into this all-important next one. 4 players staying alive. At least that allows you to dodge the instant reset if you're G2.
Jax has got to run through that molly. We'll get out safely. Got this ramp set up from Kenny with the AWP, and Hachi's deep in the apartments. He's been naded down. Actually taking the AWP over Poison as well. Ooh, double nade. G2 really putting the pressure on that player. He's on 20 HP. Still holding this A ramp setup as well. And Windigo, they have the bomb outside of A, so it's very likely we will see this end on that A site. Meaning this ramp setup, if it does stay for G2, it could have grave consequences, but Windigo, very slow default right now, just holding on to the top of mid. Coming back towards A to go for this execute, and I mean, G2, you can't really get a better read than this in terms of setup, at least with these two, but no one else close. If they fall, that's it. That's all you've got holding on to this site. Kenny needs to hit this opening shot without a doubt, and they have been flashing this position before, but a tight angle means that mark to miss is quite wide for Windigo. Flash is going over, Kenny's ready, there's the shot, can Nexa follow up? Molotov down in front of Nexa, that traps him in this position, and Mirbit's got the kill. Kenny can't follow up now because of his own Molotov, does smoke it off to keep Windigo out of this position. Jax is rotated through CT as well, 1 player still dedicated to B, and Windigo are bailing, 20 seconds. Poison may be up catwalk, but they are really playing with time if they want to try and get this bomb down on B. They can't have a single slip up if they're going to make it, and Amanek, he might be that slip up, finding Poison, coming up Cat, 15 seconds now as Windigo dive through the B apartments. Hachi's got to get this bomb plant. He can't afford to get anything wrong here. Amanek getting pushed. He's found. No, he hasn't. And that's a bomb dropped. Hunter's done it on his own. 3 kills at the back of the B bomb site. Even with Amanek getting overwhelmed in what seemed like a sitter, it's Hunter to save the day. G2 with the rotation just in time.
Yeah, so fortunate that Amanek is able to get that first kill onto Poison running down short, because that, with it, you know, not only do they have that extra man inside of the B site, they've got that much longer to begin rotating players around, and that's why Hunter is there just in the nick of time. And then Hunter does what Kovacs seem to do best, and that is be the heroes of the teams that they're in. A 13th now for G2.
Oh, so good.
He's approaching 30 kills as well as Hunter.
These replays have been killer as well. We've been catching every single frag. 13-13.
Man, it's weird seeing Hunter and Nexa, the 2 newest additions into G2, just topping the charts, looking fantastic. And it's the 3 old boys of this squad who are falling behind a little bit. Kennius and Amanek both donning these AWPs once again. Oh. Oh. He's able to get out through the window. And now back in he goes.
Into the Lion's Den. He saw a barrel there. Knows there's got to be someone behind this wall. Just want to give away his position. Taking a shot, but blinded off the angle. Hunter, same story. And Calix and Bubble going to get entries. Amanek getting wrapped from the car, and he still hit the shot on the flick. 3-on-3 here. G2 still with a man inside of the site, but his barrel's given away his position. Haji knows exactly what's up. That molly should push him out. It will do more than that. It will burn him to a crisp. Nex has been killed on rotation as well through the market. And Jax, he's in a 1-on-3 right now. Stuck on short. Mollied off. They know where he is. He's got to bail.
At least he's retrieved an AWP, but look, they're not looking to let him get away with it. Hadji is already hounding him down. Similar story with Bubble going in towards T-spawn, and it's AWP. Well, can't win them all. 14-13, Windigo. Not keen on letting G2 retake that lead. The lead that they haven't been in since things first got tied up 11-11 all those rounds ago. Amanek trying his very, very best, right? 2 fantastic shots. It's that Molotov from Hadji you mentioned, spotting the barrel, mollying Amanek out. And it was just death to be found wherever he tried to lay his hat inside of the B site. Kenny getting up over towards short, does still have this double AWP in play for the CT side. That's meant that Nexa and Hunter are relegated down to MP9s though. Certainly less than ideal when they've got 46 kills between them. And a much slower round from Windigo.
Yeah, basically no map control as well. They have the apps and that's about it. They're holding T-spawn from the back of mid. G2 with all the time in the world to choose how they want to run this setup, which site they will concede, and B is going to be that one. Only Amanek here. Now he does have, you know, at least a deep view. Going to be able to tell his team ahead of time if he sees players, and that will allow for a rotation back in. But even so, it's a very heavy A setup for G2, and the rotates are going to take a bit of a while. Amanek, he's not expecting 4 players here, but he does get the first. Hadji's dead. And no follow-up here from Windigo. That's given time for Hunter to move back into this site, and they might reconsider other options as well. Bubbles come out from lower, trying to get maybe through this connector. Kenny swiveling though on the top, and he might be able to see this player as he gets up. Oh, that's a leg, and that's all that Kenny needs. He's got the kill. 25 seconds, Windigo have to go into B.
Yeah, they've got no choice. They've got to run into the AWP of Amanek, and they will do so. Mirbit able to get the trade. Hunter still the unknown factor, and Mirbit takes one to the back of the dome. It's Poison alone, and now 14-14 down to the wire. We are going all 30 rounds, and now we're gonna see whether or not this will be an overtime game, or will this be one of these 2 teams just waltzing away with this right at the very end? For either squad, right, they've both put so much effort in to get to this point here and now. And to see it all potentially fall apart at the final hurdle. Oh, could be heartbreaking. And this is in favor of G2. That is such an important round to pick up. The buy for Windigo here is seriously lacking. Mirbit's going to take the hit. Doesn't have armor. He's dropped a gun over. Has utility. And this looks like the B play. They haven't been finding much success here since the AWP's come out on Amanek, since Hunter's joined him as well. Once more, into the belly of the beast, Windigo go. Amanek flashed off the angle. The flashbangs are good, but Amanek's better. Whoa! 3rd kill, looking for number 4. Can he get the ace? No, he cannot, because Kenny will not share that spotlight with anyone. Amanek, you're not taking the AWP away from me. There's already Zywoo in the server, all right? You know, he's got a lot to worry about, does Kenny, so he doesn't let the ace go the way of Amanek. Still, stellar shots landed from the secondary AWP of G2, and that's now map point for the Frenchman. No money left for Windigo. Heartbreaking moments. They come back from an 11-6 scoreline at one point in time to then having the lead. They're on 14 rounds before G2, and now it's G2 stood on the finish line. They've just got to cross it against this non-existent buy of Windigo, but they've been finding a lot of success with pistols. So if you cast your mind back to that first half, think about how often these force buys had some good results.
full set piece on A though here in round number 30, and what a stack for G2. 3 players here, and now it's Kenny's time as well. He hits the tag. Jax gets a kill as well, just going wide. They want to finish this game here and now, and they certainly might be able to. Only Hachi and Calix left, make that just the latter. He's in a 1-on-4, and G2 will shred the Pistols. 16-14 win. It's long, it's strenuous, but they do get it done in the end, and what a game from them. It looked like Windigo had pulled it back into their own, but like you said, Harry, those AWPs, they made so